Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about Black Widow. So I actually saw this last week, I think it was. And I've just been putting off this review, to be honest. Um, I went in with low expectations, knowing that I think it was the showrunner, the writer was the same one as WandaVision. I wasn't entirely impressed with the sort of the latter stages of WandaVision. So so because of that, I wasn't as excited as I should have been about Black Widow. I wanted it to be good. I don't want the MCU to just kind of go down in flames. Really, I want it to keep a sort of a relatively high consistency of quality. So, with that said, it was okay. It wasn't by far the best. It wasn't at all the worst. It was yes, definitely less than average, unfortunately. But like I said, I went in with low expectations and I wasn't disappointed, I guess. So there are some really, really good parts to this film, I have to admit. And the opening scene was in 1995, I think it was. And you got a young Natasha and young Yelena. The parents are, is it Wisconsin, Wyoming? Um, they're obviously undercover. They've been found out, and they have to leave their house within a couple of minutes. And they rush to an airport and then go to, I think it's Cuba. The opening scene, was great. It was so good. The child actors were fantastic. David Harbour was absolutely amazing. Really amazing in that opening scene. And I wish he'd stayed the same throughout the whole film. I really do. Rachel Weisz was great in that scene as well. If they'd have kept that kind of tension, that kind of sort of like spy espionage throughout the whole film, it'd have been a completely different story. Completely different. Unfortunately, then it jumps to the post-Civil War. Natasha's on the run. They basically say that, everyone's been captured apart from, was it Steve and, I think it was Steve and someone else, I can't remember. And Natasha's the only other one that's on the run. It's okay, alright. So, let's get the big thing out of the way. You're setting your film in a time in the past when you know not much is going to change the outcome. She's still going to be dead in the present day. This film should have been done. It should have been done back then. It should have been done after Captain America: Civil War to keep the continuity. It should have been. I mean, to be honest, this film should have been done in Phase 1 or Phase 2. They should have had the Black Widow film back then. And it's just kind of like too little, too late. It's not particularly well written. It doesn't do much for the character of Black Widow, as far as I'm concerned. There is so much they could have done. Talking about it with a lot of my friends, there was a film released, I can't even remember now, a few years ago, called Red Sparrow, with Jennifer Lawrence. That, I would say, is more of that is more of a Black Widow film than Black Widow. So I mean, it's a shame that Marvel didn't kind of push for the sort of the 15, 18, or in American like the hard R rating. You know, have something a bit more an adult, a bit more, like I said, a spy espionage. She is meant to be essentially a super spy. You could have done a lot. I mean, they make reference to, was it Budapest, in pretty much the entire Avengers run with her and Hawkeye. They reference it briefly in this film, like so briefly. I think that would have been a better story than what we got. I really do. But like I said, like, it's that first scene was fantastically written. After that, the quality of the writing dropped. Now, Scarlett Johansson is a great actress. She is a fantastic actress. But I did get the sense that she just didn't care anymore. So Florence Pugh, she did a great job. I'm excited to see her as a sort of Black Widow-esque kind of character going forward. Harbour, like I said, Harbour in the opening scene, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. After that, he kind of becomes this kind of caricature, over the top, very dramatic. I can't call him a villain, but he would have been a villain to Captain America. And because of that, it loses a little bit of its... It's just not as hard-hitting as it could have been. I would have much preferred a more serious Black Widow film. You could make it more like a James Bond film. You really could. If you didn't want it to go hard R rating spy espionage, have it an spy action like a James Bond. So I am a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't what I was hoping it would be. As I said, I went in with low expectations, and it met those expectations, I guess. So I didn't come out completely dejected. But I mean, the twist with Taskmaster, it's one everyone can see a mile off. If you've been watching the latest kind of string of Marvel films, Kevin Feige even says that they want to subvert our expectations. So if you ever have a character that's masked, that you don't know who it is, it's not going to be the character from the comics. It's not. By subverting our expectations, they're just playing along to the fact that we can see it coming a mile off. I mean, to be honest, if they're going to subvert our expectations, now I'd say do the proper thing of the comics. I wouldn't expect that. I don't think many people would. I mean, to be honest, people that don't read the comics, there's no expectation to subvert. If they don't know the characters, how do they know? I said it when Phase 4 was announced that I feel like I'm done with Marvel. I don't like where they're going. But I will keep going as much as I can. I still need to catch up with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I got bored of that. Loki was okay. WandaVision tailed off towards the end. It's not been a good start for Phase 4 we're in now. It's not been a good start at all. I'm really hoping it picks up. I'm kind of looking forward to Shang-Chi. I'm very much looking forward to Doctor Strange. I cannot wait for that. But I am dubious about the MCU going forward. I hope I'm wrong. But I am still working on multiple different reviews. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit more upbeat. Hopefully I'll have some good things to review. Guys, let me know what you think of Black Widow down in the comments below. It's always nice to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because that really, really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next video.